Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And I've got a good one for you because we're going to talk about the debanking of America. You want to lose your bank account? There's 1,000 ways to do it. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. And today we have a sponsor, Patriot Gold, which I will talk about in a bit. But I'm on vacation, guys. And just having a good time. But there's something I've been working on for about 10 days now, and I wanted to share it with you, and that is debanking. When your bank account is shut off for zero reason, and it happens a lot more than you think. And first things first, former First Lady, soon to be First Lady, Melania Trump. She, when she left office, went to go get a bank account, and they shut her off completely. Got rid of her because they didn't like her politics and told her that they didn't want to do business with her. Now, the worst thing was their son. Now, one joy that I had in my life was teaching my kids finance, teaching my kids, money and what to do with this and how to set up a bank account, how to, get a credit card, how to get a PayPal account, everything like that. No, Barron Trump was disallowed this and denied it. Now, there are a lot of people out there that go, rightfully so, these people should not have access to things like this. Fine. But you have to understand, if you do this tit for tat thing, political winds change throughout, our lifetimes. And you're going to see this as a real problem where you're going to get people that are going to be shut off for whatever political reason. Now, here's the thing. Donald Trump Jr., I'm starting with these guys first, so understand this. It's going to shift to the other side. Donald Trump Jr. owned a news aggregator site, which is very simple, okay? You guys, it basically pulls news from different sources, and I've owned them before. They're great. They're a great way to gather news, and we're going to have one in 2025 that we're going to set up ourselves. But his was called Minute by Minute. I've never heard of it. Never heard of it until I did the research on this. And they shut him off. No ability to have a bank account. And again, millions of dollars in the accounts and couldn't have access to it. Now, again, there's people out there going, yeah, that's the way it should be. Wait a second. I'm telling you, people have been shut down for a myriad of reasons. There have been crowdfunding programs that have gone out, and they were raising money for different charities around the world. And they were shut down from things like Stripe and different banks because they didn't believe in what they were doing. Now, again, if you have anti-Semitic beliefs and you are against Israel, that's terrible, okay? But then you get the people that are on the other side that are Muslim, and they are trying to raise money for Palestine and for children's hospitals and things like this. Should that not be allowed? Should that just be denied? So, according to some people, yes. So, let me get out of here because they're starting to blast music here. Now, the crowdfunding platform that raised all this money for different charities was called Launch Good. And Chris Bluevault was the CEO of the company, is the CEO of the company. And at first, they started to raise money and they hit the $1 million mark, which is impressive. And that's people's donations, giving money away so that they can, give it to charities and things like that. Stripe, the payment processing company, said no, shut it down. Now, he was on vacation, family vacation in Florida, and last year they, shut him down. So he flew from Florida to Stripe's office in Silicon Valley, and Stripe basically said, listen, here's the deal. We're getting heat from the banks about your company. And for that, we have to shut you down. So that went back to Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo was the company that shut them down. So with that, that was the end of their company. If you cannot take credit cards, you're out of business. It's that simple. There's no two ways around this. It's not like we can get away without accepting payments. How do you have a crowdfunding platform that makes donations to people that can't accept credit cards? Think about this. Fran Glover is out and she's running her charity, Joseph Dream House, and she needs to have credit card processing so that you can make donations to her. Imagine stripping that from her, because that would be horrific if you did that. So, you know, it's one of these things that when you hear this stuff, you're like, oh, that only happens here and there. No, because what they're also doing is they're getting rid of things like email platforms. Donald Trump lost his email platform. We don't want to be the email provider for your company. That's insane, guys. You cannot have this politically done this way so that, it happens just on one side, because it's not happening. Now, if politicians don't like what you do, like Elizabeth Warren, her and Gary Gensler, who is the head of the SEC, who's about to be fired any day now, that guy got rid of crypto apps and got rid of cryptocurrency because they hate cryptocurrency because they couldn't control it. So there are 30 crypto companies that got shut down and could not have payment processing. Done, finished, got rid of them. And what it made it so that the banks, if the banks took their credit cards, they would be the ones that would be in trouble for taking the crypto transaction. Crypto's legal. Okay? It's legal if you think it's legal. So all these people were denied this access and shut off completely. So, terrible. Now, again, people have had their bank accounts shut down because they didn't like what they sold. Maybe they sell weaponry. Maybe they sell influence. Maybe they sell political thinking that's the opposite of what's popular right now. Again, nothing bad, no hate. I'm not talking anything stupid. I'm talking about just the other side. And with that, these people have lost their bank accounts. Now, I'm telling you, there's people that write me and go, good, yeah, they should. No, you can't have a world like this, because what's going to happen? So the switch is going to get flipped and you guys are going to all lose your bank accounts? You'd freak out if that happened. You'd be the first one to complain about that. So you have to have a world where everybody can work and get along, and you can have commerce, okay? So I'm telling you, people have lost their bank accounts because of sports teams. They've lost their bank accounts because they didn't believe in a certain way. I'm telling you, it's that simple. But Gary Gensler and Elizabeth Warren, what they did was absolutely horrific, because shutting off these crypto companies was that was the final straw with them, because all the crypto companies got together and banded together and realized that they could do something about this by setting up their own, network of banking. And again, who do you think they supported in the last election? I'll give you one guess, okay? So the idea with this is you want to be able to run your life and not have it be scrutinized. To have your email platform shut off is insanity. It's absolutely nuts. To think about that. I mean, I was blown away as I researched this. Absolutely floored. You have no idea the length that people went to shut people off. It's unbelievable. Tons of stories below. Take a look at that, and there's more to cover on this. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. Wow, as the year gets close to ending, you have got to worry about your finances, and you've got to get your retirement in order. The best thing to do for 2025 is to have yourself involved with precious metals. The number one company for that is Patriot Gold Group. Contact them today, 888-330-1431, and let them know that I allegedly sent you. But guys, IRAs, 401ks, all backed by precious metals. They sell every type of metal that there is, and you need to contact them today. They're number one rated for 8 years in a row now. Think about this. All these central banks are buying a massive amount of gold right now, and that's not stopping. That is continuing even post-election. So please contact number one rated Patriot Gold Group today. They will send you out a free investor guide. They will answer all your questions. Buying gold, buying silver, buying all types of precious metals is very, very easy, and they will show you how simple that is. Contact them today, 888-330-1431. Let them know that Dan from iAllegedly sent you. Now, this has gotten worse because there is a group that was formed after the 2008 debacle called the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. That was set up by Dodd-Frank, and it was designed to give transparency in complaints, transparency into fixing things that were wrong in banking and situations where it came to anybody taking money from any other person. Okay? The only problem with it is it's become kind of political during this time. So what it's done is it's made it so that certain areas have more difficulty running their businesses. Certain areas are scrutinized more over others, which was not the intent of this thing. Now, think about this one. It's a great story below about a woman who had her account shut down. She had a Chase Sapphire account, Chase Business. She had $22,000 of the credit on her credit cards, owed a total of $400, and they wrote her that her accounts have been closed for something called bad media. Okay? Bad media. This is bad media when you think about it. Because Chase sucks, and I don't have a Chase account, so shut them all down if you want. But they sat there and they said there were Facebook posts that you made that were slamming the company. Could you imagine that? Chase sucks. Bank of America sucks. Wells Fargo. They're, you know what I mean? Come on, you could go on forever. We've talked about 3 years that one of the big four banks is going to go down at any time, and they've just been holding on. Bad media, guys. That's bad media. So this woman who had a common name, and you know, it's like Debbie Smith. Okay, well, there's probably 5,000 Debbie Smiths on Facebook, and they shut her account down because of that. Bad media. Again, guys, the debanking of America. Now, I have had, and I'm telling you this, 80, 100 people send me their terms and conditions for their banks. Dan, look at line 32 on page 18. You know, and it's, hey, we can shut your bank account for anything. If you do anything questionable, what does questionable mean, guys? What does that mean? If you do something questionable, what does that mean? You know? And they can shut you down for child support. They can shut you down because they don't like the collection activities that are on your account. But the big thing is suspicious activity. What is suspicious activity? If they think that you're doing something negative, nefarious, shut your bank account down for no reason at all. Now, the problem with this is, what does that mean? Most people, and you can read the stories below, when this happens, when you're debanked during this time, it's because they just shut your account down. There's some suspicious activity. They don't have to tell you, and they won't tell you. We're going to investigate. Most people, the fastest that I've ever heard somebody getting their money back was 3 weeks. I've seen people, it's taken months and years. There is a woman whose husband died. She was married to him for 56 years. He was a firefighter. Silac Insurance was the final thing in their arsenal of finances, and they won't pay her. Again, you guys, make sure when you go out that you have all your beneficiaries in order. Make sure that you have everything set up so that you don't have this woman's problem. Read the story below. They had an Action News item, and it's terrible with what you have on that. So with that, this woman does not get a dime. She's been waiting 8 months. Send us all the paperwork that you can prove ownership and that you knew Tim. Well, here's his driver's license. Here's my driver's license. We were married. But here's the thing. I don't think he ever changed the policy to add her as a beneficiary. So it's got to go through probate of some sort or some shenanigans like that. So again, guys, it's too much. Is this fair? Of course not. Is it horrific? Yes, 1,000%. So I'm telling you guys, let's hope that there's a wind of change right now in the government, because if it got switched, if this is how we're going to do this from now on, you can't run a life like this. You can't sit there and politically pick beliefs and slam certain charities and slam certain things just because you don't like them, guys. It's unfair. Let me know what you think. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more to this. Every time I do these stories, there's more to it. So you're going to see a lot more come out of this. Share your thoughts. I will see you guys very soon. Onward and upward. And let me know what you think.